Welcome to the Manga Man episode 5, where we are covering Chainsaw Man volumes 5-7. We hope you enjoy.
Alright, welcome back. This is our third and also second to last episode covering Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
We're covering volumes 5-7, so 5, 6, and 7. Next week we will do 8 through 11, so we're going to go the whole 9 yards next week. Or 11 yards, I guess. 11 volumes.
It is crazy. I didn't...
Honestly, okay, if you just give me... Oh, sorry, my phone's buzzing in front of me. I'll throw it over there. Give me your, I guess, like 3-4 second synopsis of the entire thing. We'll get to the plot points, but I guess just your first impression of these 3 volumes. Because a lot happened.
Is pretty much
like
there's a new girl.
The first thing that
new girl that comes into play, and she's pretty great, and then she's not so great. And that's pretty much the entirety of these 3 chapters.
Okay, yeah. There's something in my teeth. Okay, there. So much happened in these. I wrote notes.
It was a lot.
But so much happened in these 3 volumes that it was really difficult for me to put notes down. Not because like the story wasn't cohesive. The story was amazing, but it was just really hard to like pick what to write on my notes. So there's so much stuff that we're probably going to go down so many rabbit holes. It was amazing.
I didn't take notes because it felt like
you were just gripped.
I was so gripped. I was like, what's going to happen next? Like everything is kind of like coming together in the story. Like all of these characters that have been like kind of side points show up a lot more in these 3, and you're starting to really like them or really hate them, and it's like
these last 4 volumes for next week I think are going to send us down an emotional roller coaster that I need to mentally prepare for.
Oh, it's good
because it's going to be nuts, but
crazy.
But we'll go ahead and jump right into volume 5.
Yep.
So volume 4 ended on Aki taking on Snake Girl, and it just kind of ends right before their fight starts. So this starts at the Division 4 assault. So we've been introduced to the Spider Devil, the Shark Devil, Angel Devil.
Can I just say
the Violence Devil, and all them.
That the Shark Devil might be one of my favorite characters in this entire thing. He's so fun.
Oh yeah,
like because later on
but
in these
we can talk about him a bit later.
Okay.
Yeah, towards the end of volume 5, we'll talk about him. We'll get there. So, but first, I want to talk about the Division 4 assault. So there were 2 really cool fights that happen.
Oh yeah.
The first one is Aki versus the Snake. And you find out that she has also made a contract with the Ghost Devil.
Yeah.
And that was just it wasn't a action-packed fight, but it was just such like a cool, like, I guess, dramatic scene. Where Aki has these flashbacks and kind of he's really gotten cold.
Yeah.
Because of everything that's happened to him. And he just kind of takes out the Snake Girl really quick because he remembers something that Himeno told him about the Ghost Devil, and he's able to kind of outsmart the Snake Lady. And then Kobeni shows up out of nowhere and like the Snake Lady realizes that she's been like cornered.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really cool like twist of events. It wasn't super exciting, but there was like a really cool flashback that was like really touching.
I really liked that.
And then like Aki does some like cool stuff and just kind of like outsmarts it, and then just Kobeni shows up and is like, "Yep,
I thought it was a nice.
We got you now. Like you're done." It was a nice little interaction and conflict. But it wasn't anything like crazy action-packed like the second part of the Division 4 assault, which is the Denji and Katana.
I thought it was a nice kind of farewell to Himeno. Because the reason why he was able to beat the Ghost Devil is because of it pretty much letting it kill him. it, whatever gender the devil is. But no, because like I guess it was not Makima, Himeno just letting Aki kill it.
Himeno.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of touching.
Yeah, and then it gives him the cigarette that says like "Get revenge" or whatever.
Yeah. It was very very.
And that
nice.
like really that was really touching. And it was the whole deal was like that was the cigarette that like Himeno was going to give to Aki.
Oh yeah, it was really good.
When he turned 21 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I thought that was a really like it was a very good farewell to Himeno. But afterwards,
yeah,
we get the katana fight, and you get a nice little scene with Power in the elevator, and we get a nice little Power fight.
Oh yeah, it's completely solid.
That was really fun. Yeah, Power being Power, and Denji just kind of getting fed up, and just I like how he's like, okay, be careful, and then she just runs in.
No, he's like, hey,
you know,
they haven't noticed
all guns
us.
blazing, and Denji just kind of
he's like, hey, Power, they haven't noticed us. Like, don't make any loud noise. And she runs in, starts punching, kicking, screaming, my name is Power, and I'm going to battle you. And like, it's so like over the top.
She's so fun. She's a really fun character.
It's a really good interaction.
And my favorite part about that was how Denji just kind of like straight faced, just like closes the elevator and then just keeps going up and just kind of leaves her. Yeah. He's just like, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with her right now, and just leaves and goes up and finds the katana. Him and the katana have a sort of like, oh, you killed my grandpa, you know, and
you
normal villain stuff.
You think that the katana is a good villain? Because he's not a bad, like, I don't think he's really a bad
He's not a
guy.
bad villain. He isn't a bad villain. I think he's a bit shallow. Because it's like him and Snake Girl were connected to the Yakuza and everything, and they're going after Denji for the Gun Devil. But why?
It's because he killed
It's because he killed his granddad. So, but still, why would they? I guess my question is, why would they
go after Denji?
Like ally themselves with the Gun Devil? And go after Denji for the specific reason that Genji killed, like this
later
Yakuza
on
leader.
That the girl has a contract with the Gun Devil.
Yes, yeah, we knew that.
So it makes sense because she's just kind of like she's gaining something from the Gun Devil. At least she's giving them all guns. So it kind of makes sense for her to go after it, but at the same time, it doesn't really give anything like hard evidence.
I guess I understand making an alliance with the Gun Devil so that the Yakuza can get guns, but it's like, you know what? I guess if you're being kind of selfish, then yeah, that's a reason. But I honestly, I think like Katana Dude overall, I think he's a good villain.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's not bad, and I like his kind of like anti-Denji appearance. It's like he looks like Denji but with
the sword,
katana swords, which I think is a really cool touch.
Yeah.
But so yeah, they kind of talk and do, you know, typical hero villain banter, and then they begin a very epic fight.
It was really cool.
There were a lot of really nice double pagers in these 3 volumes. Some very good double pagers.
I feel like they like really started caring about the fight sequences. I think they've always had cool fight sequences, but I think this is one of the ones that like really stands out.
But I think like now that they're getting towards the end,
100%.
Yeah, because like all these big villains are starting to show up, so they're having these really insane battles now. So overall, I mean, I just absolutely loved, and they fall on a train and they fall through the train, and there's this cool kind of little train scene where they're battling, and Denji like saves this lady from getting killed by the katana and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And right when the katana thinks that Denji is done for, Denji kind of pulled something out of left field and did a really cool like foot chainsaw attack, which you haven't really seen him
No, that's kind of the
be too
first time
creative.
you can see that he's able to.
This is the
put
first time he's really
chainsaws.
like he's learn and master
Yeah,
his like chainsaw powers, because he's kind of just, and it's actually a plot point towards I think it's the beginning of the next volume of like how he doesn't really have super good skills with his chainsaws.
yeah.
So these next two volumes also do a really good job of like showing that he's learning how to use his powers as Chainsaw Man, which is really nice.
I
So the Division 4 assault sequence was so good. I loved the fights. Kobeni came back because that was one of my questions from the previous volume was like,
what's gonna happen with Kobeni?
is Kobeni going to come back? Did she quit, or like did she stay in because she couldn't find Himeno and tell her that she wanted to quit? So I'm really glad to see Kobeni back. She's like my
she
favorite
didn't
side
quit
character.
because she's getting
I think my
a
favorite main
pay
character
boost.
might. Yeah, she said that she doesn't quit. The holiday bonuses are like coming or something.
Yeah.
I don't know who my favorite main character is, but for sure my favorite side character is Kobeni. Then we have a nice little sequence. We have or one of them is weird, which is a dream that Denji has. Did you catch that?
The dream that he has.
Denji's like dream. Yeah,
Oh
there's like
yeah,
a
we're
bolted shut door, and he goes up to it and he hears Pochita's voice telling him, "Don't open the door, don't open the door."
yeah.
And when he wakes up, he's like, "Ah," and freaking out because he's had this like insane dream.
The power has the Omega
And they're all like,
Longhorns.
yeah, she has like these crazy like horns going all up everywhere.
It's insane.
That was kind of fun.
I genuinely think Power is probably my favorite character. I really like Power and Aki. All three of them are really good.
Power and Aki.
Power's just so funny. She's just so funny. And like I really like Denji's humor too. But Powers is just so like the expressions she makes and just how she like conducts herself is just perfect. I'd say my favorite character or my favorite side character is the Shark Fiend, simply because in this like chapter he's just calling like Denji Lord Chainsaw Man, and then like just overly like
the best part is he meets with Makima, and Makima's like, "Oh, you're gonna need a buddy since we're gonna have to drain Power's blood to like decrease her power because she has the crazy horns because she's getting too much demon power or whatever."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Okay, so you're gonna be with the Shark Fiend because he asked specifically to like be your buddy." And then he's just like, "Lord Chainsaw,"
And then
he's just like so like just like, "I'll do anything for you. I'm your biggest fan." He's like going like fanboy on Denji. And it's really funny. He's kind of like the shark from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that's kind of how I imagined him, but like
He's exactly he's a hair smarter than the shark from Suicide Squad. So he's a pretty fun character.
And then you get a nice little date between Makima and Denji.
Oh yes.
And it shows
that was my next
plot
point other than his dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he goes on a date with Makima, and it's like you get to see her, I guess, in a less like
aggressive
police chief role, and she's more a less aggressive role, and her and Denji are just having a good time.
Yeah.
And you get this nice little like look into Makima's, I guess, like real personality. How they go to all these movies and Denji's not feeling anything, and he looks over to see if Makima is like enjoying it, and she doesn't seem to be enjoying it, because they're doing like they're movie theater hopping for the entire night and just seeing all these different movies. And finally they go to one last movie theater, and it's this really weird movie. No one's in the theater. It's just extremely weird. And then in the last ending scene, Denji starts crying, and he's scared that Makima's going to see him. And when he looks over at her, she's crying too. And it's kind of like this thing that like they understand each other, even if it doesn't seem like it, which was a really cool, like, thing. And then Denji's all upset because I think it was the Katana Man who said like, "Oh, you don't have a heart," and he kind of asks Makima, and she's like, "I think you have a heart. Like, you're a nice guy." And
Yeah.
he's kind of like, "You know what? I do have a heart." And then Denji goes on patrol with the Shark Fiend.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about this part is wherever Denji is walking,
Mm-hmm.
you can see the little fin of the Shark Fiend following him around, but under the like. That's a really fun little.
It's something that
gag.
You really don't realize it unless you're like,
you don't notice. You do not notice it.
Yeah, it's kind of just in the background at certain points. I think that's kind of neat to see. So yeah.
And yeah, it's a fun little scene because Denji's kind of like, oh, he's got some pep in his step because he went on a date. And I have not laughed harder at a manga panel in my life. But he's like, I have a heart. So he's like, I'm going to donate to charity because I have a heart. And this little girl, she's like, oh, thank you. Here, we're giving flowers to the people who donate. Like, thank you so much. And he's like, oh, thanks. And just no hesitation, eats the flower right in front of her.
So good.
And the next panel, the little girl's face is just like horrified. She's just like sitting there like horrified. And then he just walks off and he's like, I can appreciate pretty things because I have a heart. And she's just kind of like, like,
yeah.
It was just really funny. It's really funny. And then it starts raining. And oh, what we
meets,
wait, no, that's not a we'll learn about that here in a minute. It starts raining, so he runs to hide in the rain, and of course the shark devil is super happy because it's water. And Denji hides in a phone booth, and then I'll let you take it from here because I know you just love this character so much.
So yeah,
a girl named Rize runs into
like
the phone booth with him to escape the rain.
So Rize's like, hey, you should pretty much come to this cafe up these stairs or whatever, and like I'll get you something to drink next time we like see each other. And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. So she walks away thinking like, oh yeah, whatever.
So
and then she gets in there and he's already sitting down. She's like, oh, how
like he straight up no hesitation. Except I think what's really funny is how she's like, oh hey, and he's just like, oh and he just, this is second only to him eating the flower, but he throws it the whole flower back up
and goes
and gives it to Rize.
Yeah.
And then it has this like panel of her like blushing and like accepting the flower, and this is the first time like I was like, okay, she's pretty suspicious. Yeah. Because no girl in their right mind would accept a flower that I had just pulled out of my throat.
Yeah.
But anyway, so as you were saying, he goes to the cafe.
Yeah. He goes to the cafe and pretty much they're like, I'll get you some coffee, and he hates it because it's dingy.
Yeah, he hates coffee.
He's 16.
Yeah, he's basically he's 16 apparently, but he acts like he's probably 6.
Yeah.
Which is probably one of the funniest things.
So then,
but you learn a bit about Denji and his schooling, and Rize pretends to be like a schoolgirl, and she's kind of like, oh well, I could take you to school and teach you some things or whatever. Like, let's go to my school together and check it out.
At this point, you don't know she's pretending.
And he kind of like starts to fall. Yeah, at this point, you don't know spoiler alert, she's a villain. But yeah, Denji starts to fall for her.
Yeah. So she like takes him to school, and they have like this whole like romance kind of arc for quite a bit. Like for a few chapters.
Oh yeah, no, they do a bunch of stuff together, and
it's really wholesome because
before that, one thing I want to hit this before we talk about the whole like Rize Denji thing is you get a little cut back to Aki with the angel devil. And you see a lot of good bonding with the angel devil, and Aki begins to kind of they start to get to know one another, and they have a really nice exchange that really develops their characters really well. And it's like Aki said he'd never be friends with the devil, and it's kind of like cool to start to see him
Oh yeah.
warm up to one of them. So that's a really important scene in the manga. So they go and they kind of hunt some devils and get to know each other. And it's all kind of, there's some heavy stuff that happens. And interact. And then Denji and Rize have some interactions. And then the big part is we get introduced to a man who has a contract with the Typhoon Devil.
Mm-hmm.
And the Typhoon Devil wants him to kill Denji for the gun. And then the chapter kind of ends. And then we are at the point where Rize and Denji go to school. And then it gets kind of interesting. This is where the story takes an interesting turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take the reins. I don't want to steal your thunder a bit too much.
So pretty much they sneak into a I guess like school, and it's really funny because like pretty much the only words that Denji knows how to like spell, since he's so like impoverished and stuff, is like just kind of genuinely inappropriate stuff, and he knows how to do like 1+1. It's they have like this like very very wholesome arc where she's just kind of teaching him like stuff, and they go
like how
for
to
like
say
a swim,
stuff.
and then they ask a very interesting question about a country mouse and a field mouse, pretty much saying how the country mouse like lives
from
in
Aesop's Fables.
Yeah, pretty much, where the country mouse just has safety, but it doesn't get as much excitement, so it's safe, but it is a little bit like less.
But it's kind of bored.
Yeah, it's
versus
kinda boring.
living in the city and living in danger, but having
Yeah.
all the good food to eat and whatnot.
And so then as Denji's asking this, or as she's asking
So-
it to Denji, it flicks between the angel devil and Aki. The angel devil
And
acts
Aki, and they're
and-
talking about the same thing.
Oh yeah. And so it's just kind of like interesting between like the angel and the Aki. And so then
I think it shows you how similar Denji and Aki actually are.
oh yeah, 100%. I think there's a very big connection between them, especially in like
They're
these few volumes that are happening, where you start to like really realize how close they've gotten and how like alike they are,
mhm. No, definitely. I really love the character development of I probably say this every episode we put out. The character development of this manga is perfect.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoy it. Even side characters who exist for less than a volume, when they die, it's like I'm not necessarily upset because they die quick, and I don't really get super attached to them. But every time it happens, I'm kind of like, oh, dang, they could have, been a good character. Like the character development, even for side characters, is just so well. It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know Kobeni was going to be like a main side character, and I was so upset that like after the second volume or whatever that she was going to be out of it or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like her little development, everyone just was developed very well, and that's something that you do learn
Completely.
but then at one point Rize is like, oh, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, so long. And then she gets attacked by confronted by the man and the Typhoon Demon.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of like, oh no, what's going to happen to Rize if she gets attacked? And then you find out that she's kind of a badass, and she kind of beats him up and then starts speaking in Russian to him.
Yeah. Which is...
And
I thought my translation was messed up when
I
that
tried
happened.
to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to read it, but I can't really comprehend Russian. So I was just kind of spelling out words. Um, there's coffee and cafe and some other just really basic words that I could make out, but nothing descriptive. And I wasn't going to go through the effort of going through Google Translate to
Oh yeah.
translate it. And then he just goes, "Oh, Lord Rees, I had no idea." And just the typhoon devil just like slips away
Yeah.
and leaves.
She already like, does she have a pact with this man? Like,
And it's kind of like, what? You're just kind of like, yeah, that was kind of like, oh my goodness. And then she kind of goes back to Denji and she's like, let's go to a festival together. Smiles. I'm a cute girl. You're going to say yes.
yeah.
So, of course, Denji's like, oh, yes. And they have another really nice, tender moment where they're like at a festival.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so painful to read. Because they were having such like a nice time. And you know that Rize is like not a good person.
Yeah.
And then she asks if he'll quit his job and run away, and he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of like, oh, it's because you're in love with like another girl or whatever.
Yeah.
And now we've actually jumped into volume 6. We kind of brushed over it. Ends when they go to the
Rooftop.
Yeah, no, it ends when Rize asks him to quit his job, and then the manga ends.
Yeah.
And the volume 6 begins with a very interesting cover.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
But it continues this amazing moment, and you're kind of like, I think it left on a cliffhanger, which kind of makes me think like, okay, maybe there's like a chance. It's like it establishes, okay, Rize is a villain. We've made you like her for like they introduced her so powerfully. This was a really good plot twist because they make you love Rize. They make you go, man, Rize is such a good new character.
Yeah.
And instead of just killing her off, which typically happens, you know, someone just gets killed by a devil and you're like, oh, dang, you know, I wish they could have continued. Rize, it's like, she doesn't die, she gets revealed as being the bad guy. And you're kind of like, oh.
But they reveal it in the
at least
like,
to me, I was like, I
most
really wanted her
heartbreaking
to be
way, because she goes and kisses Denji and there's these beautiful shots of like fireworks and their silhouettes. And then
and the next one,
it shows Denji slowly following.
Yeah, I was talking about them in school.
Yeah.
I was talking about just the school thing. And then now you have the festival arc. And then finally, they have this amazing moment at the festival when they start shooting fireworks. She kisses him. And you have just this really nice, like, romantic scene. And you just know that she's, like, a villain. And you're just kind of like, oh my gosh. It made me so upset. Yeah, and then he falls over and he starts bleeding. And she just kind of, like, bit his tongue off.
Yeah.
And then like pulls out a knife and just like slices his hand off.
You're like, things aren't looking good.
And then spits his tongue back into his mouth. She's pretty wild. Then she spits the chunk of his tongue back into his mouth, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you now."
Yeah.
And then Shark comes back and rescues him because Shark has been following him this entire time, like a true homie.
Yeah.
Rescues him, and you get the
big reveal.
I really liked the big reveal that Rize is actually the bomb devil.
Yeah. It's a cool character.
And very cool character. So this volume 6, was really, really good. But the entire volume, and I wouldn't say that I'm criticizing it too much, as just kind of, I don't think that this was really, well, no, it was my style, but the entire volume was just one long, drawn-out battle with Rize.
I think it was good, though. I really liked it.
Oh, no, it was done really well. It was done really well. But it's like, the reason being is that
it shows a lot of character development, though.
You know,
especially with, like,
it does,
Aki.
But it was just so hard, like,
this is like Aki's chapter.
Yeah, Aki and the Angel.
Because like Aki's just kind of what's the word? He's like talking with one of his friends, and they're all boxing, and then like the angel and him are talking, and they're both kind
Oh
of like
yeah.
vibing.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh yeah, you should retire once I get out of school and we'll start, a gym together and we'll get like back into it like the good old days when we were in
Yeah,
school or whatever." And he's like, "Oh yeah." And then as they're like walking away to go like back on patrol, the angel devil's like, "Oh, have you told him that you're going to be dead by the time he gets out of school?"
yeah,
And then Aki's just like, "Oh, who told you that?" And she's like, "Oh, Power told me." And he's like, "Oh, keep it to yourself." And it's kind of like, "Oh, dang, like
yeah.
Aki will never be able to like retire and live out his like whole dreams." But it's nice also to see like that the angel devil is like actually caring for him, which the angel devil's a man, by the way, in case
Yeah,
you're
that
reading
that
and you
kind
didn't
of
catch that.
I didn't until like it states that, and then you're like, oh, okay.
No, I didn't until it had like the very suspicious uh trap drawing, I guess, of the angel devil.
That's very interesting.
And I was kind of like, oh boy. Well, I think I kind of, it was alluded to, so I think I sort of knew that
Yeah,
really drove the nail. Or I guess
I
that's not the right
really like
analogy, but you get what I mean. Like it was really established.
I really like the relationship between the angel and uh Aki.
And
It's
Aki.
it's pretty much the same between Dingy and Power. It's just way, I guess, watered down. Like they're both more chill to where it feels like that could be what Dingy and Power become in the future, where they're just kind of like more calm, I guess. But it's very fun. And I just always love seeing the comedy. Like there's just so
very,
much.
very fun.
And them like running from the bomb devil was just funny, and like everything just kind of going on.
Oh,
Was
and I mean, the
chaotic.
Bomb Devil's powers are amazing.
Yeah.
I really liked watching the Bomb Devil fight.
Yeah.
It was, her powers are just like, wow.
Very powerful.
Like it's done very well. And she is just like, yeah, the way that she fights is super powerful and like is a brutal, and you're just like, dang, this person's a villain.
Yeah.
But the fight is just super cool. Let me look at my notes. Cool explosions, the shark. So there's three things I wrote for the Bomb Devil fight are Aki bonding with the Angel Devil, cool explosions, and the shark, which is basically how to sum it up. There's actually a straight up chapter called Sharknado.
Yeah.
So they're all fighting, and Denji kind of learns how to use his chainsaw powers and begins to like use them more than, just wildly swinging his fists about. And he straight up is riding the shark devil. This is probably my favorite part of this volume, was just him riding the shark into battle. Like just him and the shark, like total just power move. Like with his chainsaws, and the shark is like, let's go. And Denji's like ready to kill. And there's this huge thing. And then there's the point where the angel devil almost dies. That was probably the most powerful part of this chapter. And one of the most powerful parts of the volume was when the angel devil almost dies and is about to blow away. And Aki grabs the angel devil by his shirt and is like, oh, like is holding him. And the angel devil's like, oh, just let me go. Like, I'm prepared to die. And like, if you touch me, like, it'll like kill you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the angel devil just slips out of Aki's hands, and the angel devil just kind of accepts his fate. And then Aki grabs his hand instead of his shirt and pulls him in.
Yeah. And she's like, you're gonna.
And the angel devil's like, oh, why did you he's like, why did you save me? Like, your life has been shortened by like a few months or whatever. And Aki's just kind of like, I don't want my friends to die anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just kind of like, wow. Because in the beginning, he said that he would never be friends with the devil ever.
Yeah. And now
and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a cool like dynamic where it's like, because it's like devils being more human like than some humans in this manga, and I feel like that's a very nice statement to make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That even sometimes humans can be ruthless, more ruthless than, people that we might perceive as devils. So that's kind of cool. But just this fight was just really good.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like I'm talking a bit too much. So if do you have anything to
No,
say? Hit
it
your
was.
synopsis on
I mean,
Sharknado.
it's a fight scene, so there's not really much to like, I guess, talk about past this. I mean, she was a cool villain.
Yeah, honestly, I think that this might be shorter than our typical Chainsaw Man episodes, just for the fact that like volume 6, it's mainly like, okay, there's good character development and an epic fight, and it's like kind of over
I
at
think
that point.
out of all of the volumes, I really want to buy this one physically. It's just such a
Volume 6.
yeah. It's because it's just cool. It's just such a
Oh,
good
the first
volume.
chapter. No, that scene in the first chapter of Rize
Yeah.
and Denji kissing with the fireworks, it's drawn so well. It's such a good. It's
No,
such a good
I
frame.
love in
was done
chapter
really well.
50
And
with the whole shark versus Rize double page part is 10 out of 10. It's so good.
oh yeah, where he's like literally like on
Yeah.
the shark like a chariot in battle.
I don't know.
It was done so well.
This was just
But
it's the shark devil's not dead, is it?
Good.
After it gets blown
No.
up? No. I couldn't remember.
No. So there's this whole deal where they kind of Rize and Denji have their final duel.
And it shows his new power.
And Denji Denji kind of he kind of like laces her in and tries to drown her in the bottom of the ocean. And then there's kind of this like flashback to when they were like in the pool together playing and like having a good time. And it's kind of like, oh dang. And then they wake up on the beach and they kind of have this dialogue where Denji's like, oh, like, I'm going to let you go. Like, because I like you. And like, I see that there's like, you can do good in this world. And I kind of want you to like go. And then she's kind of like, oh, Denji. And then just betrays him again and breaks his neck and just throws him on the ground.
Yeah, there's like
and just walks off.
Part where they're on like the beach and he's like, pretty much like just being like, hey, what if we ran away together? Wouldn't that be crazy? And it's just kind of like,
yeah, and then she just breaks his neck and is like, yeah, actually no, and just walks off.
Yeah, it's really sad.
And that's just kind of like, wow. But then Rize gets what's coming to her in chapter 52.
Oh yeah.
And Makima just shows up, and there's a extremely cool,
rats.
like Makima materializes. Yeah, she materializes out of a pile of rats, and then has this like epic kind of like, it's honestly like the most shonen moment, like up until this point. There's an even more shonen moment in the next volume, but where like Makima just like straight up kills Rize without even moving.
Yeah.
Like Rize tries to attack and then Makima like just cuts her arm off with like her devil powers, and then or with like the devil she has a contract with, and then like the angel devil just like throws a spear from a rooftop. It just pierces her heart, and then she just falls down.
And
they're just kind of like, sorry, and then she just dies.
What I thought was nice was the last thought that Rize has was her saying that she's never gone to school to Denji, and then she dies.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, I go to school, and telling Denji that she goes to school, and then as she's dying, she's like thinks about Denji and about how like her and Denji's time together, and it's like, I never went to school either, and then dies.
And then
and Denji, it cuts, and like Denji is waiting in the cafe with a bouquet of flowers, waiting for Rize to come and say that she wants to run away with him because he still believes in her.
It is.
And then the owner's like, oh, like, you'll eventually meet a girl who's right for you. Don't worry. And Denji's all like, Okay. And then the door opens and he's like, oh, is it her? And then Power just walks in, typical Power fashion, talking about how
Oh
great she
yeah,
is. And then steals his flowers and just starts eating them. Or no, she
yeah,
tries to steal the flowers. Denji eats them so that she can't have them. Because she tries to say that like he bought them for her. And I think that that's foreshadowing
yeah.
personally. But
With a dingy power romance.
yeah, I 100% think a Denji Power romance will happen.
Yeah, I
100%. I think it's going to happen.
I really like Power. I think she is probably
Okay,
the best character.
I think I do not know if I would prefer him to be with Makima or Power, but I will say I don't really care whichever one he ends up with.
Yeah,
I would be upset if he ended up with someone else.
I don't think he's
But
going to end up with Makima. She seems pretty bad after this point. Like,
really,
I
like
think she's the main villain. There's not really anything that's like.
you so now you're starting to see what I was
No,
talking
I
about.
saw
And
it.
I think there no, don't spoil anything because I know that you got spoiled.
This is.
So don't try to say
I got
anything to
spoiled on
me.
a completely different thing.
Okay. Now, I think it's very likely, and actually, now that you mention it, there's a part in Volume 7 which we are actually going to get in like right now,
Yeah,
because I believe that was the last chapter.
but
Yeah,
yeah, no.
Volume 7. So basically, I think what was really funny is they kind of allude to a. Well, it starts out with Denji in his dream again, with Pochita telling him not to open the door. And then Meowie wakes him up. And then, Power has this thing like, oh, why do you like humans, Meowie? They are foolish creatures. Yeah. And then I really like how they allude to that this volume's going to be like the beach episode.
Uh huh.
They kind of like pull like a psych. They're like, oh, they're going to go to the beach. And then a bunch of people come in and they just kind of like, oh, something's wrong. And they turn the TV on. And it turns out that Denji has gone public on the news across the entire world.
It's crazy. So that's. Ooh.
And then you kind of think, like at this point, it's kind of like, okay, well, he's on the news. And then I thought back to the first volume where they're like, oh, the Soviet Union and America and China have been talking about weaponizing demons or devils, my bad.
Yeah.
And da 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 da. And so that was like huge foreshadowing. I really like how that plot point of like weaponizing devils and humans in the military rather than defeating the devils for humanity was like a foreshadow in the first volume to now. So then they're kind of like, oh, well, we need to hide Denji because now that the world knows we have him, there's going to be assassins after him.
Yeah.
But there's kind of that is what it's alluded to. Is kind of they're like, okay, Denji, you got to hide because assassins are going to start to come after you.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have like a nice little another angel devil with Aki friendship moment where they kind of become friends or more so friends. And you figure out something pretty insane.
Yeah.
So the angel tells Aki that when devils die, they go to hell. And when a devil dies in hell, they are reborn in Earth. And that Aki's like, oh, well, what's hell like? And they're like, oh, we can't remember what hell's like, but we remember the last sound we heard. And then he's like, and when I heard Denji rev his chainsaw motors, that was the last thing I heard before I was released from hell.
Which seems like a pretty big.
That's a big plot point. Is the angel devil saying like every devil has heard Denji's chainsaws before they were resurrected, which means Pochita is some sort of like Undertaker or something.
Yeah, I think Pochita is something big.
He's some like worker for like the devil, like the devil.
Yeah,
I guess killing the devils. So basically, that adds a whole new layer because like Pochita is important, and we know this, but it doesn't really talk about how he's important.
Yeah.
It just you just kind of, it's like, well, why do they want Pochita's heart? Why do they want Denji? Why this? Why that? And you don't really get that answer, but now you get it.
Oh,
The Gun
100%.
Devil, I think, has connected the dots or knows something that other devils didn't. And he's kind of saying, okay, look at what I've figured out. This Denji kid is responsible for us dying and putting us in the human world. Or something similar.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you learn that and you get a sense of why the devils don't like Denji and why the assassins are coming after him. And then you get a really cool intro to every single assassin and assassin group that goes to Japan and goes after Denji. So there's one from Russia, there's one from China, and there is one from America. Or there's two from Russia, technically one from China. We'll talk about that later. And then 3 from America.
Yeah.
And they all have unique backstories, unique reasons why they want to get Denji, and everything. And I mean, every single one, I think, has a really interesting
reason,
backstory, and interesting intro. What is Quan Ji, which is the Chinese assassin, kind of had a pretty explicit intro.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Oh no, there's a German one. The Santa Claus.
Oh,
I forgot. German Santa Claus. But no, the Chinese assassin has a very
interesting
intro, and her name is Quan Ji.
She has multiple lovers that aid her in her mission to hunt or whatever.
Yes, so her intro is very explicit. I'm just going to leave it at that. This is way worse than quintessential quintuplets, I will say that. This manga, hands down, is way more graphic, way more adult than quintessential quintuplets.
Which airs Monday at...
Which airs Monday at. So it was really cool. And you're like, oh wow, all these assassins are insane. And then there's Kishibe, who is the master who trained Power and Denji. He kind of comes in and he's talking to Makima, and they're talking about all the different assassins, and Makima mentions, oh, let's hope that the German Santa Claus is dead. So apparently there's this old dude who's this insane assassin.
Yeah.
And he's like super old, and they're hoping that he died of old age. But it kind of cuts to Germany, and spoiler alert, he isn't dead, and they hire him to get Denji. And that's kind of like each assassin group has their whole introduction. So there's like the American ones, who are like 3 brothers who like are just out, in the world, I guess. Yeah. There's their 2 Russians who like live in the wilderness together and like live off of like homesteading. You have Guanxi, who's employed by the Chinese government. And then you have Germany's Santa Claus, who's a pedophiliac.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Or he's a pedophile, and I don't like him, and I hope he dies, because he's a pedophile, and that's kind of... They really, right off the bat, they make you hate Germany's Santa Claus. He's like, I want to adopt 4 good-looking kids. Yeah. And then he's like, their gender doesn't matter. And then it's like, oh, for what purpose? And you're kind of like, oh, I wonder, like, is he going to like train them to be assassins before he dies? And then he goes, 3 to use.
He tells the person that's trying to hire him, he's like, I want your kids. And it was like, what?
No, he says, I want to adopt 4 good-looking kids.
Oh, I thought he says your. Oh.
No, he says 4.
Okay.
And then he says 3 for contracts. So he's sacrificing these kids to devils.
Yeah.
which is like already like, okay, I don't like this one. And he goes one for pleasure. And then I was like, okay, this guy's a villain. This guy is not good. And they drill it in that this guy is going to be extremely powerful because obviously he's using kids for contracts and you don't like him. They establish him as like a really good villain for that reason. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then you have this nice little interaction between Aki and Denji, which is nice. You know, Denji's like, oh, why does everyone want my heart? Like who is Pachita really? And then he's like, oh, why didn't I get to go on a vacation with Makima? And then Aki comes in and just sits on top of him like a bench.
Yeah.
And they kind of have like a bro to bro talk, which shows like how far their friendship has come. And that's kind of like, you know, Aki's like, stuff is going to get real, but like, don't worry. Like, if we can kill all the assassins, we'll be able to go to the beach. And they introduce a bunch of new characters, a bunch of new side characters, because they're trying to get all the best devil hunters across the country together. And they don't really succeed. We'll say that.
Yeah.
What do you think of the next sequence, starting from, the assassins, I guess, like foray, they've made it to Japan and they're starting to hunt down Denji. Like, what did you think of this whole
It's kind of crazy
arc?
Because you realize how skilled they are. Like, they start taking actions against the public works people, and how, like, it really shows that even though they're, like, part of the government, they can still be killed relatively easy. Like,
yeah, so you have the people who, it was, they visited Aki in the hospital and they helped Makima when she was in Kyoto, and they're on their way to Tokyo. And they get ambushed by the 3 American brothers, gunned down just brutally. Their bodies get stolen. And then you find out that they have a contract with the Skin Devil, and they morph into them, the people who they killed. And then they're like, all right, let's go kill Denji. So you have like these doppelgangers. So I really liked the brothers. Yeah. The brothers were probably my favorite of the assassins.
Oh yeah, they were
Quan
really
Ji
cool.
is really cool. I like her a lot. She grew on me.
Yeah.
God, now that I say that, I'm thinking about all the other assassins. The assassins are just really cool villains. Yeah. They're just so cool. And this whole, like, now that the assassins are after him, like, the story just begins to take this insane turn. And it gets, like, stuff starts getting real in this manga in these 3 volumes. Like, we already talked about that, but, like, they all kind of have, I guess, the way that they're going to kill Denji is established in this chapter. So it's like, the Americans just shifted, or in the next couple chapters, the Americans shifted into the public security people they killed, and they're going to infiltrate and kill them that way. Power and Denji are out getting lunch together under the careful watch of the public safety demon hunters, which I think is funny. And then you have the whole Power versus vegetables again, because she doesn't like vegetables. Yeah. But you find out that the Russians have a pact with the Curse Devil. Yeah. And they have a nail from the Curse Devil that when someone gets stabbed 4 times, they die. Mm-hmm. And she had just stabbed Denji 3 times, and she gives the nail to her student. What's her name? I forgot what her name is, but she gives it to... Oh, I totally forgot his name and I skipped over it. It's like something Russian that starts with a T. Their names. Yeah, the Hunters. And she says, I want you to kill him. And when you do, I'll show you the devils I have contracts with. And like, you'll be like fully fledged like assassin with me. So it's kind of like this dude killing Denji is like his, I guess, like rite of passage. Yeah. And then we get a nice little thing with Kobeni and the Violence Devil, and I think that that's really funny because she's like, for being the Violence Devil, you're not that bad. And he's like, oh yeah, peace rocks. Like, I'm all for peace and love.
That's pretty good.
And you get this nice little thing. Yeah. And they just have this, I guess,
I love
I
it.
don't really want to, talk about everything because I feel like I'm talking a lot, but it all kind of boils down into this epic climax of like this insane fight with all of these assassins, and they all culminate.
Yeah. And their
Into like
powers are
these
really
crazy
cool, and they're really
situations.
skilled. So they all get cornered.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of trying to drag the podcast on. But
they all get cornered. And this is kind of where it starts getting crazy. Like, all of these assassins are attacking the main characters, and the old guy that trains Denji and Power's there. And it's just really neat. Like,
yeah, he comes. I was wondering where he was, and I was so glad. His name is Kishibe, which you find out, I think actually through Quan Ji. I don't think his name gets mentioned until Quan Ji says it.
Yeah.
But no, I was so glad to see him. I was really glad to see him.
It was very nice to see this guy. He's a very cool character. Anyways,
Yeah,
they have this whole fight in like a department store against all these like what's the word, mannequins or dolls or whatever they are from the German Santa Claus.
They call them dolls.
You have this really cool fight with the Chinese assassins. Anyways, it boils down to the Chinese assassin getting caught by the master or whatever, the dude that trained.
Yeah, actually, I don't want to allude too much on the other assassin fights because I think they all are very interesting, and they all do actually culminate to when he captures Quan Ji.
Yeah,
which I actually love her little fiend entourage though, because there's the one that just the only word she says is Halloween, and she's like a hype beast.
They're kind of interesting.
So she's always like Halloween, Halloween. And when people are like, oh, like, what are you doing? She just goes, Halloween, Halloween. And then like puts them into a trance. And then they just start chanting Halloween with her. She's a hype beast. She's really like a hype beast. So I actually really like Quan Ji. Yeah. Like, I think that her and her fiend entourage are really sick.
They're funny. If it wasn't so NSFW about them, I think that they would be really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. It's not that bad, except for like the ones that are like literally kind of like it's almost like a kind of like necrophilia thing, which makes me a bit uncomfortable. Wacky. But it's not that bad.
It's wacky.
But they have a really sick fight that ends with Quan Ji getting captured by Power, Denji, and Kishibe, or the master that trained them in the last couple volumes.
Yeah.
And he just kind of tells her, like, oh, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And then he, like, forces her to, like, sit down and talk with him.
Oh, yeah.
And they just have this really interesting conversation about, oh, you've gotten old. Oh, what are you up to?
And
a bomb kind of gets dropped.
Yeah.
He pulls out a notepad and he holds it up and it says Makima is listening on it. And then he flips the page and it says like, oh, do what I say and I'll let you go. And like, I can keep you safe. And there's like this, they're talking, but it's like the tone of their like conversation kind of changes.
Oh yeah. It's way different.
And then he says that he's going to kill Makima and that he'll tell her everything if she says she'll help. And Denji and Power aren't really, I guess, they haven't figured it out. But
yeah,
as they're kind of talking, one of the American assassins comes in because his brothers get killed. One of them gets ran over by Power, which is just a really funny scene.
Yeah.
And the other one gets killed by one of the, I think it's Subaru who kills him.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of shows up in the dark alley and just kills him in front of like the last one, but he's like skin shifts in time to like stop him. But anyway, so the last living American assassin comes in and tries to shoot Denji.
Mm-hmm.
And in the commotion, Kishibe kicks Denji in the face, and Denji's kind of like, oh, but like because of that, he's able to dodge the bullet. And then Quan Ji jumps up and begins fighting Power, Denji, and Kishibe, plus the American assassin. So there's going to be this like three-way battle between Kishibe and her fiends, the American assassin, and then like public safety. Oh, yeah. And I think what might happen is as this battle goes on, because this is the ending of Volume 7. Yeah. And I this is a good place. We kind of are going to have to speed it up because we're on an hour right now.
Yeah.
But how do you think this battle is going to unfold?
I think they're going to kill the old man simply because he knows too much about Mikima and all that situation. It seems like a very obvious thing. I think someone's going to capture Denji, and the whole thing is it's going to be like, oh, Mikima, why are you at this hideout? Like, why am I at this villain lair? And then Makima's gonna be like, oh yeah, no.
You know, I told you really early, I was like, oh, do you think Mikima could be a villain? And you were kind of like, I don't know. I don't think so. And then you can kind of see it now and it's coming in. But now Kishibe, who's like a dedicated devil hunter, is like, help me kill Mikima.
Yeah, and that's where it's like, ooh.
At first I was like, oh man, Kishibe, this guy's like, it's a plot twist. He's a villain now.
Unless he is a villain.
That kind of unless he isn't.
Yeah.
Unless he isn't.
Really interesting.
And Makima's evil, and he's trying to get Quan Ji to help him because in the past they, were able to, he trusts her or something, and he knows that she might want to help him kill Makima. So I think that it's either he's bad or Makima's bad, and it's just kind of like weird because like now I don't like really know who's bad because like I think Makima 100% should become a villain.
100%, but 100%. I don't know if she will. Yeah, that kind of.
I don't know if she will either. There's a good chance she won't, but there's a good chance she will. Yeah. It's written so well that like I've kind of been suspicious of it.
But I feel like,
I don't know yet.
And it's so good. It'd also be so good if she's bad. I think that it's just so well written. No matter what direction they go, I don't think the ending is going to be bad. And I mean, we'll find out the ending next week, and that's kind of
next episode. Yeah, so it's going to be crazy. We're going to have to read the last 2 volumes, or I am online. So
this is it only goes to volume 11, right? That is when it finishes.
Yeah, it's a very short one. So we're going to do 4 volumes next week.
Yeah. And
we're doing 4 volumes.
That will be our finishing of Chainsaw Man, which it feels surreal.
Yeah,
it feels surreal that we've been doing.
Oh, that we're like already at the end. Yeah. No, it's like I'm like. No, I was like, 5, 6, 7. I'm like, we still got some time to go, and then I'm thinking, no, we don't. We're like literally all of like. How it's like, oh, the Gun Devil, the villain's been established. No, the villains who are actually the ones like working for like, there's just so much like, the last 4 volumes are going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to read through them. But I need to shift gears and go straight to Quintessential Quintuplets and read the 4 volumes of Quintessential Quintuplets that we have to read this week for Monday. So, because if we want to keep up with Quintessential Quintuplets, we do in fact need to read 4 volumes instead of 3. So we're going to have to do some hard work over the next few days to get that out. So that'll be out like Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. Either or.
Kind of depends.
So we'll see. Maybe Tuesday since we have to read 4.
Do you have a lot of stuff planned Monday? So it's looking like it will be postponed until Tuesday. So
yeah, okay. So keep an eye out for Tuesday. But oh my gosh,
we'll make a tweet.
Tuesday, definitely catch Tuesday. Quintessential Quintuplets. We understand it's not as powerful, but it's still fun to talk about, and I enjoy reading it.
It's not as powerful. Power's not even in it.
100%. 100%. Check out end of next week for the last episode of Chainsaw Man, because that I feel like me and King are gonna have heartbreak, heart rebuild heartbreaking again, and it's going to be a emotional and just it's going to be insane.
It's gonna feel surreal to finish.
It is going to be insane.
So I've been looking forward to covering.
You've never finished a manga. You have never finished a manga.
This is my first time ever.
This is the first manga you've actually read. This is this is a good first manga. I'm telling you, my first manga was Bleach Volume 1. So this I wish that this was my first manga.
Oh yeah,
instead of Bleach. But I'm not saying Bleach is bad. I don't want to anger the Bleach fans.
No,
but,
Bleach is really
great. It's like
but
Bleach is good. Don't get me wrong. But I would have rather have read Chainsaw Man first, except that was in fifth grade, so I couldn't have read Chainsaw Man first.
Yeah. I'm trouble.
No, if you are a manga novice, this is just perfect.
Oh, yeah.
This is just perfect. But that being said, any closing notes, King?
I don't think so. I'm just excited for next week. But yeah, if you liked this,
we'll have to.
Yeah, we'll have to put it to a close. And if you liked this, we have our next episode of Quintessential Quintuplets. It's either Monday or Tuesday. Make sure that you check out all of our social medias.
Most likely Tuesday.
We have an Instagram. We have a Twitter.
Yeah, we have Instagram. We have Twitter.
YouTube.
So definitely check those out. Definitely check out our other episodes. If you haven't seen our Quintessential Quintuplets series, check that out. If that seems like something up your alley, if you are into more romance comedy stuff. But yeah, other than that,
I think we'll
see you in the next episode.
Catch you all later.